President Trump calling for the review of all the people who came to the U.S. from Afghanistan under the Biden administration after 2 National Guard members were shot in the streets of D.C. Plus, Republicans now have the chance to claim 1 more seat in the U.S. House as part of the GOP effort to control Congress. And what's in store for the beloved annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade?
The stories that matter, clear and credible, from across the country to around the world. These are your unbiased updates from Straight Arrow News.
This heinous assault was an act of evil, an act of hatred, and an act of terror. It was a crime against our entire nation. It was a crime against humanity.
President Donald Trump addressing the nation after a gunman opened fire on 2 National Guard members in broad daylight in the busy streets of Washington, D.C., just blocks away from the White House. Hello, everyone. I'm Kara Rucker in for Craig Negrelli this morning. New this morning, the Trump administration won't be processing immigration requests from Afghan nationals for the foreseeable future. The order comes after a gunman was identified as an Afghan national. The West Virginia Guard members who were in D.C. as part of the Trump administration's takeover of the police department there were taken to the hospital in critical condition Wednesday afternoon. Investigators say it appears to have been a targeted shooting. The suspect has been identified as 29-year-old Ramanullah Lochinwal. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said in a social media post that Lochinwal was in the U.S. after being granted parole in 2021 under the Biden administration's Operation Allies Welcome initiative to relocate vulnerable Afghans and those who worked alongside U.S. forces in Afghanistan safely after the U.S. withdrawal from the country and subsequent Taliban takeover. He had been granted asylum earlier this year. President Trump now calling for a review of the immigration statuses of all Afghan migrants who were admitted to the U.S. during the Biden administration.
We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them.
Authorities say he's in the hospital right now. President Trump has ordered Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to mobilize 500 more National Guard troops to D.C. in the wake of the shooting. At least 55 people are dead after a fire swept through a high-rise apartment complex in Hong Kong, and more than 250 residents are still unaccounted for in the city's deadliest fire in decades. The fire started Wednesday afternoon and spread across 7 of the complex's 8 buildings. Officials say some towers remained burning 24 hours later, and hundreds of people remain unaccounted for. Authorities say the complex was under renovation and covered in bamboo scaffolding and safety netting. Investigators believe this helped fuel the fast pace of the fire spread. Police have arrested 3 men who worked for a construction company on suspicion of manslaughter, accusing them of gross negligence. According to locals, the complex houses many elderly residents. In addition to the dozens of residents who died, a firefighter also died responding to the blaze. A federal court in North Carolina says the state can use a new Republican-drawn congressional map that could help win the GOP another seat in the U.S. House during next year's midterm elections. In a 57-page opinion Wednesday, a 3-judge panel unanimously denied preliminary injunction requests in 2 lawsuits. The lawsuits argued the new map was aimed at diluting the voting strength of Black voters, violating the 14th Amendment. The judges say the lawsuits presented no direct evidence the legislature enacted the map for racially discriminatory purposes. North Carolina's Republican-controlled legislature approved the map last month, and Democratic Governor Josh Stein does not have the power to veto it. Finally this morning, this year's 99th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade will feature some new giant faces. This year's parade will feature 5 new balloons, 7 new floats, and 2 new balloonicles, which are balloons with vehicles inside them that maneuver down the parade route by themselves. Among the new balloons are popular faces like Buzz Lightyear, Pac-Man, Mario, and the derpy tiger from K-pop Demon Hunters. The new floats will include an 8-foot-tall Demogorgon from Netflix's hit show Stranger Things, as well as creations from Lego and Pop Mart, the makers of Labubu. The parade kicks off at 8:30 a.m. Eastern with an opening performance by Wicked for Good star Cynthia Erivo. Other performers include country star Lainey Wilson, 2000s chart toppers Shaggy and Sierra, and the K-pop Demon Hunters themselves, though they'll look a little different from the movie since the actors who voiced the hit girl group will be the ones actually performing. Want more unbiased updates? Then sign up for our newsletter. It's just the facts, no fluff, delivered right to your inbox each morning. Go to san.com/newsletters. These are your unbiased updates for this Thanksgiving Thursday. But before we go, we just want to take a moment to say how thankful we are for you, our viewers. Because without you, none of this would be possible. We will see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.